Hello, I'm going to introduce you to using the University of Kentucky Department of Psychology's SONA Research Participation System. This is how you schedule your participation in both online and in-person research to satisfy the requirements for Psychology 100, 215, and 216. The first step is to go to the web page and request an account. If you check the instructions, you'll see the web page address, the URL. Be sure once you type that in that you're on the Department of Psychology page. There are several SONA portals at the university for various different departments, and they don't speak to each other. So if you have another class that has a research requirement, you'll need to go to that department's portal to complete those requirements. This portal is only for psychology students in Psych 100, 215, and 216. The first step is to request an account. To do that, you just push this big request account button on the right side of the page, and it will ask you for various pieces of information, like your first name and your last name, that you'll have handy, I'm sure. The one tricky part is the user ID. This must be your UKY email address. If it's a Gmail type UKY email address, so if it has a .g, that will work as well, but not a typical Gmail address like joe@gmail.com. It must be your uky.edu address. So you'll type in your user ID as the first part of that address, and the system will add the @uky.edu, and you'll retype that for verification purposes. You'll need to put in your student ID number. Please be sure to include all the digits. And you'll need to decide which course or select which course that you're currently in. Do not pick Psych 100 Section 1 as a default. You won't be able to change it later very easily. Be sure you get the correct section. Once you have your section or sections added, if you're in multiple classes, for example, 215 and 216 at the same time, then you'll be able to request your account, and an email will go out immediately to the user ID email that you just entered that will include your new password. You'll then go back to the page, to the front of the portal, and you'll use that user ID that you created. In my case, it's christina.pattison@uky.edu. Type in the password that you received in your UKY email and click Login. If you're a Psych 100 student, if you're a Psych 100 student, the first time you log in, you'll be given the opportunity to complete the Psych 100 pre-screening at the very first login. 215 and 216 students aren't eligible for that pre-screening, and you should not take it if that opportunity pops up during your logging in the first time. From the first page here, you can see almost everything that's going on in your account, how many credits you're required to have, how many have yet been posted to your account, and how many you've earned so far. You can see here I've earned 1 for taking the screening. You click here to look for studies that are available. You can see a list of appointments that are coming up and lots of other information. One of the first things that you should do is change your password to something that you can remember more easily. And if you don't often get your email at your UKY address, or you have issues with that, you can also click this button to provide an alternative email address, and your email updates that are coming from SONA will go to both that address and your UKY address. If you ever have any questions, you just click the email down here, uksubjectpool@gmail.com. That'll take you to your email program and allow you to send me a quick message, and I'll be happy to help you. Otherwise, you can log out when you're done, and that's the simple way to request an account. And don't forget, right underneath the requested account is the often used forgotten password button. So when you forget to change that password and can't remember the weird one the system sent you, you can have another one sent to you. But remember, it's going to go out to this uky.edu address, so you'll need to be sure to check that account for it. Thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, just let me know.